Hi, my name's Kelvin Chin, and I'm excited to be here with you to tell you about a new video conference series that I'm going to be starting soon. And the title of this 6-part video conference series is The Afterlife and Reincarnation Experiences, Real or Imagined. So we're going to talk about both what happens after we die. Is there an afterlife? What kind of experiences have people had with this? And what about this idea of reincarnation, of past lives, of future lives, of people coming back in another life, in another body? What about that? What about experiences that people have had with relates to that? My experiences, your experiences perhaps. I'm going to ask you to share your experiences on these video conference calls that we're going to have. Let me get right into it. Here are the 6 titles of the 6 sessions that we're going to and topics that we're going to cover in these in this series. First session is what happens when we die? Are the stories told accurate or are they wildly inaccurate? Okay, second session title is can we get glimpses of the other side? What about NDEs or OBEs, near-death experiences or out-of-body experiences is what those stand for. What about those experiences? We're going to talk about those experiences and how they may inform us as to the possibility of an afterlife. Third session, is reincarnation in your future or is it in your past? How do we remember past lives? How does that come about? Is it important to remember these things? I'm going to talk about some of my experiences that go back about 6,000 years in my memories. And how does that come about? And I'll share some of those stories with you and the process of how it unfolded. The fourth session, why do people think there's a hell? What about punishment in the afterlife? What's the history of hell? Where did this idea come from? Did Jesus preach about there being a hell? We'll talk about that in the fourth session. Fifth session, can our friends communicate from the other side? So we're going to talk about dead relatives, dead loved ones. Many of you may have had experiences yourself or have heard of other people having experiences like this where somebody has died and they come visit you in a dream or maybe in a vision or something like that. So how common is that? And what forms do they come in? And why do they come sometimes irregularly and maybe even stop coming? We'll talk about that. We'll discuss some ideas around that. We're also going to talk in that session, in that fifth session, about angels. And do angels exist? And what if they communicate with you? Or what if you've gone to a psychic and gotten some communications in that respect? Okay, that's the fifth session. And the last session, the sixth session, is titled, What Part of Us Continues After Our Body Dies? So, is it our mind, our soul? Is there a difference between mind and soul? Or maybe is it something else that continues? We'll talk about that in the sixth session.